it does allow him to just farm aggressively, which is what is important for this hero. Farm, get an early blink dagger, 8-9 minutes, and then you go. So I don't think that in this game it's a possibility. In some games is for sure, but in this one I just don't see cybercats wanting to go for it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what they do want to pick up. I mean, they are going to be going for that third pick here, cybercats, looking to get it in, and I mean, they've got themselves a minute and 24. You know, they're going through that reserve time. We've seen both teams really burn through this reserve time. They really want to think about what they want to be picking up. You know, they are taking the time here. As we get through, I mean, cybercats. What else? I mean, because we've talked about the Weaver. Would you like the Weaver against the Centaur? It gives a little bit of escape. You've got the time lapse as well. You know, you've got that Shikuchi when the Stampede does come out. Is that something you think that Shigetsu might go back for?
Centaur gives a lot of burst potential, so maybe you're a bit afraid of going for the Weaver.
Well, that's something.
Ogre Magi.
Okay.
Okay. I think they're setting up maybe for a potential Medusa. That would be so not unlike cybercats to go for a hero like Medusa, but having a frontliner that can stand and attack. And everyone just stands super far behind that hero, and you're not afraid of it getting bursted down. That might be a cool approach from cybercats. I just don't see them picking up a Medusa.
Okay, and the Zeus comes out here for Hydra. So they are going to be able to go for that kind of global gank potential coming through from the Zeus and the Thunder God's Wrath. You know, if you get anyone low, the damage that you're going to be able to throw out quickly from this Zeus, it's going to be either. You know, you are going to be able to get it in the Faceless Void as well, so going to be able to combo if you get a quick Nimbus out from the Zeus. I'm assuming this is going to be a mid Zeus. You know, it still could be a support Zeus, and they look to pick up that the mid laner last, but I'm expecting, you know, the Zeus to go for the items anyway, go for that Nimbus on the Faceless Void, being able to combo with the Chrono, as you know, the damage that would be there with that Faceless Void being able to jump in. Chronosphere comes out, Nimbus on top of it, Thunder God's Wrath as well. That's going to be some quick, easy kills for the side of Hydra.
It is. The problem is that cybercats can constantly fight. I think now they can definitely exploit. This is a perfect pick. You are not catching the Ember Spirit in this game. The only thing you can kill him with is the Chrono, and let's say if you're solo chronoing him, there's gonna be so many openings for the side of cybercats. I think this time around Hydra have with this Faceless Void pick kind of put themselves in a bad position, because you're not, I would have wanted to see an Ursa, a Monkey King, okay, Monkey King ban, but something that is gonna crush the Sand King, that is gonna utilize the heals from the Warlock. You will, with the Faceless Void, allow the Sand King to do whatever he wants. Sure, the time dilation could be seen as a really big spell here, but I don't think that the Faceless Void will get to a point where he can fight without the Chrono. There's just so many things that are threatening him, and the Void doesn't want to be able to get bursted down from under to 0. So many things to allow that to happen. All 4 of these heroes contribute to him dying. You're not gonna go for a Manta. You want the BKB as your protective item, and you're not gonna get that in time. So I'm definitely not liking this. I'm a big fan of Faceless Voids into a lineup where your Chrono doesn't really matter that much. Here, his Chrono matters so much for the Zeus and the Warlock to do the damage, because he himself is probably not gonna be able to do much inside of it.
Would you then shift this Zeus to the position 4? Because we've seen, or I've seen a couple of times, the Ember Spirit, you know, even with the Heavenly Jump, you get on top of the Zeus, you've got some protection coming through from the Flame Guard, the Sleight Fist comes out, the Searing Chains, you lock down that Zeus in the mid lane, and you're just able to dive in underneath the tower, and there's nothing you can really do to get away from this. So would you shift then this Zeus to the position 4 and look for a different mid laner?
I'd rather, only if you're going for something that's gonna crush the Ember in the lane, something like a Viper comes to mind. But overall, no. I'd rather Hydra get a hero that can that the Ember Spirit is going to be afraid of. Shadow Shaman is the one that comes to mind, you know, because Hydra right now, they're lacking the ability to push. So Shadow Shaman is probably the one that comes to mind for me, the best one, that is going to be able to, as a support, just drop an ulti somewhere and move away. And then cybercats need to reveal their positioning to force that one down. If the Ember Spirit gets left alone somewhere else on the map, you know, the guy just chases him down the Rubik. Kind of the same thing, especially if you get a big steal, you know, the Burrow Strike, the Bushwhack, the stun from the Ogre Magi, those kind of things. The only problem, the only thing that this Rubik lacks is the ability to push down towers, and I think that's gonna be the main issue for Hydra. So I'm Not the biggest fan of what they prepared here.
Yeah, and cybercats. It's gonna be the Weaver once again.
Okay, that's something that you can exploit. Every single stun on the Weaver, he is dead.
Yeah.
He is literally dead when the Centaur catches him.
Okay, well, we'll see how it's going to play out. I mean, we are going to be seeing H2 on the Ogre Magi, or something different, focus on the Sanking, so it is going to be the the offlane Sanking. Phasor on that Hoodwink. So you think that... I mean, how are you looking at this anyway? The cybercats, they've got that Ember Spirit coming through. Do you think that's going to be the X factor in this game? Do you think that's going to turn the tide in cybercats' favor up against this Faceless Void?
I think what turns the tides right now in Hydra's favor is that you picked a Weaver into a Rubik. Rubik had good spells to steal, but he didn't have a spell to keep and continue being annoying around the map. I think now with the Weaver being picked, that this Cobalt Rubik will pop off. I'm looking at him to be the main playmaker until the Centaur gets a blink. I think cybercats really messed it up with this last pick Weaver. That is my opinion. Because Hydra, I really didn't like their draft that much, because again it relied on them kind of outplaying the opponents, getting good steals from the Rubik, jumping in, catching the Ember Spirit, killing him from under to zero. If you had like a fat hero on your position 1, something that's not gonna die inside of a Chrono, something that's not gonna die from one stun, cybercats would be in a really good position because they're gonna have good lanes. Right now, the only way I see them win this game is they get good lanes and they crush their opponents completely, because if the aggression stops, it's going to be problematic, and now Rubik has a spell to steal that's going to allow him to stop the aggression. So I think that Cobalt might single-handedly stop cybercats from crushing Hydra, and in the later portions of the game, these heroes on the side of cybercats, they'll just get destroyed.
Okay, well, we'll see how this is going to play out, because, I mean, we are going to be seeing another smoke-on-smoke action. Ashkull is going to be coming up onto the high ground, gets himself that ward down there as well. The rotations come through. Where'd the other one go? Okay, it's there, just outside of the tier 1 tower. So there is going to be offensive wards on both sides from both teams. Is there any first blood potential, do you think, from either team here looking to maybe get that catch out? Or is it just going to be, once they spot each other, they just back themselves away?
The ones that have more chances for a kill are definitely cybercats, because you'd be okay with killing the... Okay, Sand King doesn't have a burrow strike. Okay, there's not gonna be a kill for sure. The Rubik doesn't really want to skill the telekinesis level 1, so if you're Hydra, you would need to run in with the Centaur. Not gonna happen. And with cybercats having the caustic finale on the Sand King means that there's not gonna be much happening. I like that he went for the caustic. Usually you're afraid to do it because the enemies are just gonna hit you, but what is a warlock and a Faceless Void really gonna do? You're just gonna hit a few creeps, the acorn shot comes out, and okay,
Fire Blast is gonna be used as well. Shikushi comes through from Shigetsu, and it's gonna be the Sleight of Fist from Ego that picks up the first blood. In fact, he gets a bounty rune there as well, so he gets a decent amount off that engagement, and I like that they were sitting up onto the high ground, the Radiant high ground here on cybercats, just to find that easy pick, because if it meant that, if Hydra tried to back themselves away, they were backing themselves into danger, and they only had one choke point to go into, and the Sleight of Fist came through from Ego, found that easy kill, and got the bonus off it.
Yep, if you are in a bad position, you will go down. Ogre Magi kind of catching them there off guard when they saw that Sand King was in the mid lane, so they're like, okay, nothing is gonna really happen here. But cybercats, really cool move from them, and Igor gets the first blood. If cybercats are going to win this, we talked about it, it's about Snowball, so getting the first blood on the Ember Spirit is going to be really big, because he's the one that's going to be jumping into the back lines and dealing with the 3 backliners on the side of Hydra.
Yeah, and I'm just watching focus as well. He's taking a lot for us in this lane. Like I say, there is no burrow strike to start off with. It's only now that, I mean, Faceless is going to get the pull through as well onto the creep, so he's going to be able to pull that behind. Just got to be careful of his courier that's got a decent amount of regen here as well, so he is going to be able to pick that one up. But Kicked is doing his best, but he's in the trees. He's got to watch out for those the acorn shots coming through. He's going to be able to put the Shadow Word onto focus as well, so this is going to be used offensively with at least one deny coming out here for Kicked. Is there anything really apart from... It looks like he's actually going aggressive onto Rari. Would you expect a Phasor to have stuck around there, maybe get some harass out onto the Warlock, maybe look for another kill?
You can't. Your whole wave is gonna get denied if that does happen. So you need to be going for the experience. Hoodwink, this hero really needs a lot of experience. So taking that away from cybercats and every single thing that's gonna slow down their lineup is gonna be problematic. You can't allow that to happen. That's why you're gonna do it, and most often than not, you're gonna be going that way. I'm not sure why cybercats are doing this. I think that they can lane. They could have definitely just pushed in the wave constantly towards the side of Hydra, but with these kind of plays, they're allowing Kick to put so much pressure on both DK Fogus and Fezor.
Yeah, and you can see that Fezor, in fact, the Shadow Word comes out again. He's going to try and use the Tango to keep himself healthy, but he's taken a lot of damage there. It's just, again, Warlock was just able to run him down, right-click him down. The Burrow Strike does come through. They're going to try and go for the Acorn Shot as well as the Bushback onto Warlock. So Warlock this time, Verify's going to use the Time Dilation, comes out, but Fezor still going to be able to get that last hit. Rari, he's used the Time Walk to get in. But there's no Bushback, there's no Burrow Strike, nothing like that to keep him locked down, so he is going to be able to walk himself away. You know, level 3 on him already, so he's going to be able to go for the 1-1-1 coming out here. Rari not in too much danger, even if the Bushback did come through there. He's going to be able to pull those creeps back, get a couple of last hits, but it does set a decent amount of gold up for Fezor. You know, is that going to be his... maybe his boots? Actually, it's going to be his wand coming out as well as a couple of wards, some regen as well. So that's not a bad start for the Hoodwink, even with how much he was being put on the back foot here from the Shadow Word coming through from Kicks. In fact, he might even go for a little bit more. The Burrow Strike, though, only level 1, so it's not going to be the greatest range in the world. He might be able to get the pull through from the neutrals. I think the Warlock pulled him back just at the right time. Maybe not, though. So, Sandstorm going to be used. There's going to be the Sentry Ward going down. Focus, though. The Burst Strike does come through. Pushback onto the Faceless Void. Faceless, how much of this is he going to... He's not even going to be able to time walk this off. The Sand King will go down. Kicked, picks up that kill. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Fire Blast now onto the Centaur Warren. A lot of damage coming through onto Shigetsu, though. And it looks like they're going to get the stun onto the Ogre Magi. H2O just has to back himself away. Shikuchi going to be used, but what else are they going to get from this? Because there is the Sentry down. Telekinesis was up, so Shigetsu, if he gets super aggressive, there was always going to be the catch from the Rubik.
ICQ is really struggling in this lane, which is, you know, weird. Centaur has really good animation, so I expected him to get more in terms of CS. Sure, the Ogre is being annoying too, but it seems like, oh, we were... that was a beautiful stun. Beautiful stun from H2O.
Yeah, and the salve has to come out. Shigetsu's going to be healed up. And ICQ, maybe is it because of the magic damage coming through from H2O? You know, you've got the Swarm for the armor reduction here as well on the Weaver. He's going to be able to get the Falcon's Blade, so that's some quick damage. And the Sakuchi that comes in. Is it just too much for ICQ to handle for... I mean, he's got himself the double braces as well, so the regen's going to be there. So maybe he's not going to struggle as much as I was thinking he was going to do from this point.
He's not gonna struggle any longer. You can see that as soon as they got that sentry down, it was easier for them.
Yeah, the Stomp comes out as well, so they're going to be able to get the kill onto H2O. The Swarm is there. Askel, though, gets the kill onto Ego. Bottom lane, they're going to try and chase onto Kicked. It's the Burst Strike. It's still there, though. If you want to go, Kicked has got that Shadow Word on him. Maybe they turn this one around. I mean, they've got the Caustic Finale up as well. It's only level 1. No Sandstorm for the next 5 seconds, so the Shadow Word Focus once again. He's got the Ring of Health. He might be able to turn this one around. The Burst Strike comes out. Sandstorm's going to be there. The Bushwhack as well to catch onto the Warlock. Even the Nut Shot bouncing around a couple of the creeps before it came back to the Warlock. So Fezor going to be able to claim that kill. And nobody likes a Nut Shot. It's just way too much damage early on. And the Warlock pays. Again, it's bullying an old man, but he's still going to go down here. Well, the Swarm on the top lane as well. ICQ can get himself away from this one. The Fire Blast come through. One more right click. A Shikuchi, anything, it's going to go the way of Shigetsu. Claims another kill, and the Centaur will go down.
I wouldn't say no one likes it. Probably not in Dota, though. But either way, the funny thing about it is... about all of this is that Igor died in the mid lane to a Zeus. How? How do you die to a Zeus pre-level 6? I thought maybe he used his ulti, maybe he surprised and got level 6. But no, Zeus, he got the level 6 from that kill. So Igor, he really dropped the ball. You get the first blood, your team gives you everything, and you lose this lane to a Zeus. You don't just lose it, you die to a hero that shouldn't really be able to kill you. That is really, really weird. Bottom lane, though, again, there's going to be a fight.
Chronosphere comes out. Hoodwinked in the middle of an attack animation. Can he get himself away? Again, the Acorn Shot will be used and kicked. Well, this time it might actually be the revenge on that squirrel. It's not going to be as slippy as you thought it would be. Top lane, though, they might try and make a move onto ICQ. Going to be the rotation from Koval, so Koval's going to be able to get the D-Ward. Do they want to go into the Fire Blast? And Ignite onto the Centaur, and again, only level 4. Got that Ring of Health out, though, this time. They might even try and turn onto Koval. Koval is showing H2O. Who does he want to throw onto here? Okay, they might... Okay, they're playing it safe. You know, they don't want to maybe lose anyone on this top lane. They just want to farm the creeps while they're here underneath the tower. ICQ is going to be taking some harass, but he just moves himself in. He's got himself 3 points into the retaliate, so no double edge this time. In fact, the Weaver's Courier is going to go down, and that's going to be the Javelin. So Shigetsu, half of his Maelstrom already taken away from him for the next minute and a half. That's a big deal. For just to delay that for a minute and a half, it's extra damage that could come through onto creeps, maybe looking for a kill onto one of these heroes as well.
Rob here is hungry for action. He sees everything as potential tension, you know. Now when he sees Shigetsu miss those bugs, he's like, maybe I'm not even gonna see a kill. Yeah, but Koval, he says, come Shigetsu, please kill me faster, so you will probably see him die.
Yeah, Koval is gonna get low. One more Germinate attack. Is it gonna be if I mean, what's that Sakuchi? Gonna be there in the next couple of seconds. They don't have the stun, and Koval is gonna try and break some ankles to get away from this one, but he's still gonna be caught out the rotation though from the Zeus, so it might be an immediate revenge kill as H2O. He gets that bloodless on Shigetsu. Gonna use that time lapse. Can he go for another Sakuchi? Maybe go into Asgold. Or is that Swarm 15 seconds away? And Ego's going to be able to get a Sleight of Fist Searing Chains onto ICQ. So I think this is just going to be the disengage, but it's going to be a re-engage on the bottom lane. Epicenter going to be used onto Caked, and Caked, he can't walk himself away from this one. He's on a walking stick. He's slow. He's geriatric. He's going to be dead. And Rari does have the time walk if he gets into danger. No bushwhack for the next 7 seconds. Focus is going to get pretty low, but Rari no Chronosphere, so they are going to be able to skitter and scurry away from this one.
Really, really on the Warlock is old train here for sure. But yeah, he really didn't move there much, you know. In a situation when there's an earthquake around you, you're gonna have to do better than that to survive. Either way, the game started off even. The ones that want to be more aggressive are definitely going to be cybercats. So Hydra, I think they should be quite happy with how the game is going thus far. With the Ember getting the first blood and still not being able to pop off, you're gonna be quite happy with what's going on around the map right now. Of course, that's gonna change as soon as DK Focus gets a blink, but he bought a Ring of Health. Okay. Every single time I see this on offlane Sand Kings, it feels so bad. It feels so freaking bad because he would literally be like 500 gold away for his blink right now. That Ring of Health didn't save his life even once, and I'm inclined to say that it even didn't give him a single creep of extra farm. So I'm just not happy about what's going on right now. Cybercats, they are not living up to their name of being super aggressive.
And what does he even transition that into here, the Sand King? You know, with this Ring of Health, I'm looking at the items. You know, maybe a Vanguard and maybe a Hooded Defiance. But is the hood even? Because I mean, I know you're on a crusade against the pipes and stuff like that. But would you still even just get a solo hood? You know, a solo cloak coming up against the Zeus as well as the Rubik and the Warlock on the side of Hydra?
Maybe later on. For now, it's just gonna stay a casual Ring of Health. You see this sometimes when you're crushing the lane, you get the Ring of Health to crush it even more. But they weren't crushing the lane. They're just farming, and you know, right now I don't see much use of it. Later on, it might turn into a hood in the pipe.
Okay, well, there is going to be the pull-through, so it's going to be another Ancient stack here that ICQ is going to be able to walk himself into. And it looks like he is going to be going to mid lane, though. He might be able to go into Ego. Ego's going to be able to get himself a Sleight of Fist off, so just shifting away from the damage. Koval comes back in, telekinesis onto the Ogre Magi. Is the damage going to be enough? There's going to be a heavenly jump in. He's trying to get the Fire Blast off. He's going to be able to get it off at Asgold now as well. Centaur is going to be able to pop that Stampede, so Asgold catches up, gets the kill, and the H2O will fall.
Man, that Arc Lightning did so much damage to the poor Ogre. He was connected to all the creeps through the Fatal Bonds, and he just melted there. Usually with this hero you feel like you're fat, but he only looked that way. He just easily fell down. And now we see what DK Focus is doing. He will still get a blink at a decent timing, but usually around 16-17 minutes the BKBs start coming out. And no, you have time till then. So I think he already lost like 2 or 3 minutes of killing people, but still we'll have a blink now at decent time, so at least for the next 5 to 6 minutes he'll be a big problem. I liked how Hydra played. I think now though they should stop with the super aggression on the mid lane, and it's farming time. It's time to try and prevent the enemies from getting kills on you. So Rari being on the bottom lane, he should be expecting the blink to be up somewhere at this time.
Well, the bushwhack, it misses. That was the setup stun onto the Faceless Void, and Phasor, well, they might still come into this. H2O is close as well, so he's going to have the Fire Blast, but is it going to be enough lockdown? It's going to be the TP away immediately, yeah. And this is Rory. He's going to be able to maybe set up onto Shigetsu. Shigetsu, as his spider sense is tingling, he needs to hide himself. He needs to get himself away from this. Turns around, Swarm's going to go into Koval, so this might be a trap. It will be a trap. The time lapse comes out. Time dilation. Chronosphere, it doesn't hit onto anybody, and they're going to be able to go. Shigetsu, Epicenter comes out now. The Bushwhack not even needed. They're going to be able to turn this one around. 2 heroes dead. It will be 3. Sharpshooter and Phasor, the assassin, picks himself up another kill. 3-1-3 here for him. Shigetsu, I mean, he got the Shikutsu off, he got the time lapse off, and then about 2 seconds later, you know, the Faceless Void's supposed to be a master of time, but those reactions just weren't it.
Ah man, he can only stop it, you know. The Weaver control is completely, you know, if you can only go 2 seconds back in time, the Weaver can go 5. It's really a massive difference, so not really the master of time either way, but still that was beautiful from cybercats, you know. They make a mistake on the bottom lane so that the Void goes top so he can kill more heroes. On a more serious note though, even if he connects on that chrono, I think that was just a bad move from Hydra. I don't see them killing the Weaver without the help of the Zeus. In my mind, he knew that the gank was coming. TP, continue farming. If you want Hydra, you can smoke towards the bottom lane, smoke towards the Void, but if the Void is coming to a fight, it always should be around the Zeus. So overall, I think tactically that was a misplay from Hydra, but you know, it was kind of forced with the rotation coming to the bottom lane from the side of cybercats.
Yeah, and Asgold just backs himself away as well. There was the smoke onto the Hoodwink into DK Focus, but they just couldn't find the vision. Warlock's Courier's going to be coming through. Okay, not tasty enough here for the Sand King or the Squirrel. Looks like they want to try and maybe get a backstab onto the 3 heroes on the top. I mean, no one's showing as well. It's just the creeps pushing up onto this tier 1. Koval will show now, but I mean, okay, no, never mind. Focus, he sees the remnants of a stack coming through. Him and Phasor just going to be able to soak the experience up with the Acorn shot, you know, with the Sandstorm as well. So they're going to be able to get something out of this smoke, even if it wasn't a hero like they were trying to target up.
The big thing is gonna be this mid lane tower. As we mentioned at the start of the series, cybercats, they know how to play around the mid lane tower quite well, and they know how to storm down the enemies. Though Hydra's lineup is very hard to run into around the mid lane, I think if you take a lot of farm around the map, you might force Hydra into a mistake. But right now, it's gonna be super tough for cybercats to do it. This is why, you know, sure, you're in a 1k gold lead, but without the mid lane tower going down, without those early rotations to the mid lane, you're not gonna be able to exploit this blink too much. So now time is running out to really utilize this blink dagger for a Sand King. So I really want to see cybercats be more aggressive, maybe on the bottom lane, force something out so that Hydra are not prepared to fight around the mid.
Yeah, and this ward, the Observer ward, going to see Asgold rotating in, so they're going to have some setup here. H2O just trying to do his best, and they're going to be able to go into Asgold as well. The Fire Blast comes out, and they're even going to be able to go and jump to take attack, but Heavenly Jump, he gets himself away, and now they have to contend with the Samurai coming through. Or is it going to be? Did they get the? They actually did. Sorry, I was trying to look onto H2O, and H2O will go down. The Burrow Strike, though, they're going to be able to catch out onto 2. Epicenter's going to be channeled now as well. But the Time Walk comes out. Rory, can he get himself away from this one? He's trying to hit onto the Swarm as well, and Ego gets the kill onto ICQ on the top lanes, but the Time Walk away. Rory gonna be safe going towards that TP. No follow-up, no Bushwhack, no Burrow Strike, no issues there for the Faceless Void to get himself away.
That's it for what I was looking to see from cybercats. Make a play on the bottom part of the map. A bit greedy for the Zeus to be there, but you know, he does get punished for it immediately. Cybercats, they had a good idea, and even the Centaur died on the top lane. Now cybercats, they've overtaken the mid lane. There is no chance for Hydra to defend it, even though Rubik, as expected, did a good job. He steals the Shikuchi. He's kind of seeing where cybercats are. Cybercats are showing that they can make plays with any heroes. They don't need their Sand King. Even the Ogre Magi plus the Weaver can set things up.
Okay, well, Asgold stepping up, then might be able to get the reveal. Focus, though, he's just able to, again, want to just scurry himself out of danger. Speaking about getting in danger, ICQ walks himself up into 3 heroes now as well. Ignite's going to be used, but he does have the Hooded Defiance coming through, so he's going to be able to pop this. Did he want to go any further to the back line? There is going to be the Stampede, though. Did he get the Burrow Strike onto the Rubik? The Rubik going to be caught into the Bushwhack. There is going to be the Faceless Void, though. Fire Blast is going to be there. They still get the kill onto the Rubik, and Ego needs to get himself away. The H2O's courier will go down as he just tries to retreat, but the Lightning Bolt stun. H2O, Time Walk forward, one more right click. ICQ claims the kill.
And cybercats, they love to do this. They really love to do this, guys. We got a really good lead right now. It would make it really awkward for the viewers for this to be another stompy game. Let's run into Hydra and make it fun. They get punished for it, and that was without the golem. That was without the chrono, which means that Hydra, they're able to make an aggressive play now if they wish to do so. I don't think it's necessary for them, but on the top lane they can most definitely use a chrono aggressively, bring this use there. The only thing that Hydra need to avoid right now is going to the bottom lane. Every single time they fight on top, they're gonna have a positioning advantage over the side of cybercats.
Yeah, and you can see as well that the Zeus, he's going towards the Sanjin Kai, so he's going to have some extra survivability as well before he goes for the Aghanims. The extra damage that comes through from just having that Kaya, it does really start to add up. And like I say, if you can overlap the damage, I mean, he's going to have the Thunder God's Wrath back up in 46 seconds, so there is gank potential. He's got the static field coming through, so 9% of the current health as damage. You can combine that with the Fatal Bonds as well as the Arc Lightning that's going to fly out anyway. There is a lot of kill potential on the side of Hydra.
Yeah, very big. Though, you know, they don't kill one hero that easily. They just kill all of them when they're together. So I think that's kind of the play I would make is if I was cybercats, I'd spread the map around as much as possible, which Shigetsu not buying a BKB after the Maelstrom Dragonlance shows that cybercats might not want big team fights. Maybe they want to approach this game a little bit differently this time around, and I like it considering that you do have a potential to burst someone down, especially if the map is spread out.
Top dilation comes out. It's going to be the Chronosphere though. It only catches out onto the Ogre. The Ogre should go down here. He will go down. Yeah, he will. Askel's going to be able to claim that kill. Sharpshooter comes through though. They are going to be able to drop the rock. The reveal comes through with the dust. She gets on the back lines. He wasn't revealed, so he's going to try and chase. Time lapse, so they just want to retreat from this fight. As the Samurai continues to hunt them down. And okay, you lost your Ogre, but you forced out a Chronosphere there. It's a massive cooldown, 126 seconds. You know, what's the Golem cooldown as well? 170 on that. So that's... I'm not saying it's a win, but it's not necessarily a loss as well, especially if the gold goes the way of Ego from that Golem.
It just goes, now it's gonna be all about what the teams do with this. For me, I think Hydra, they have to go towards the top lane. If you want to die somewhere, is the top lane. If you're on the bot, as they are right now, and you die, it's gonna be a disaster. Get out of there right now, or it's gonna be perfect for the side of cybercats.
They're gonna be able to find ICQ. There's gonna be the steering chance coming through as well. He does pop his hood, but what else can they do into this? The Bushwhack to keep him locked down. Do they have the damage to take him down? The epicenter, and that's gonna be the horse being tamed though. And yeah, like you say, they've lost Shigetsu as well. He's got himself a decent amount going towards the BKB, but he's got himself a decent amount of damage with the full Melania coming out. He finds himself worthy, and they're going to be able to stack up onto this tier 2, even with the fortification. Playing off that creep wave behind with a sleight of fist and, you know, a Sakuchi coming through, and then they can just maybe take this tier 2 tower on the bottom lane. But actually, do they want to get aggressive? They might have the vision. They do have the vision over to Rari, so the blink comes in. Burrow Strike's going to be there. He even picks up the bounty rune now, waiting for that time walk to come out. No follow-up on Rari. They didn't have the lockdown afterwards, so he was able to get the time walk out of danger.
Slight miscalculation coming out from cybercats. This is gonna cost them a big kill. This is the thing. Cybercats, they don't push too well, so Hydra, they don't really have to... they don't have to commit too many heroes to defend the tier 2. That's why the Glyph is gonna defend it on its own. That's why I wanted Hydra to go towards the top lane, and just if you die there, really there's not gonna be a play for cybercats. They aren't that great at Roche. I think Hydra are not exploiting the top lane enough, and that's why cybercats are controlling that area right now, which could have resulted in a void kill. Luckily, for Hydra at least, it did not.
And it looks like the Chronosphere is going to be back up in 10. Warlock, he's got 34 seconds. Would you have liked them to see... I mean, because that is one of the major faults of this Hydra draft is the cooldowns on the ultimates are so bloody long that if they get used like that and they don't get any benefit from them, you know, if they don't find any major kills, that cybercats then have the advantage over that. Would you have liked to see cybercats trying to get a little bit more aggressive there, you know, force something out while the Chronosphere, while the Golem were down?
Well, they did try, so I think the aggression was okay for them.
Stampede's going to come through. They might be able to get onto the Warlock once again. Sharpshooter going to be used. And do they have the damage to take him down with this Flame Guard? The BKB going to be there on the Hemisphere once again. ICQ tries to get himself away. He's going to be caught by that Fire Blast. And that's going to be 2 kills going the way of cybercats now as well. Do they want to go into the Faceless Void? Faceless, he's trying to work towards that BKB. He's just trying to keep himself safe, keeping himself away from the danger. As Igor, where's he TPing? He's going to push out this top lane. The catapult as well. top tier 1 tower, that's still an objective that cybercats could look towards here.
For sure, though. In this game, it's more about the positioning factor than the cooldowns themselves. I think cybercats, what you do when the cooldowns of Hydra are down is that you force them to go back, right? So that they're all behind their tier 2s, and then Hydra, they kind of have to smoke. At that point, you wait for them on the high ground, you catch them out of position, or you catch them when they're spreading, when they feel like they're gonna be fine because they have their ultis. I don't think Hydra are gonna be caught that easily when they don't have their ultis, because it's gonna be too obvious for the side of Hydra the cybercats are hunting.
Well, they are hunting, but they're hunting bigger game here as they get themselves into the Roche pit. The smoke's gonna come out from Hydra, so I think they know, but there is gonna be the scan coming through from cybercats. How are they going to try and play this one? Roche, yeah, get in low. They are going to be able to get a lot of damage through ICQ on the back line. Has that blink? He's going to be able to get onto the Ogre, but it's only going to be the Ogre now. The Thunder God's Wrath goes, but Roche, it's already gone. The Golem does come through. They get the kill onto the Ogre. But again, not a half-bad trade coming through here from the side of cybercats, as even the Borrow Strike comes out from Fogus to get away from the Zeus, to get away from the damage.
I really expected ICQ to blink into the pit. Even if cybercats would use their BKBs with the golem, you can prevent them from taking the Aegis. So that could have been a potentially nice play from the side of Hydra. Though they go for the sure kill. The thing I don't like is they went for that hit kill and they still use their spell. So now with an Aegis onto the Weaver, cybercats, they finally can dive. I'm liking how cybercats kind of changed their approach. If they played aggressively in this game like they did in game number 1 of this series, they would probably get super punished. So I'm liking what they're doing, but I also like the move from Hydra, knowing the top lane is the place to be.
Oh, the Thunderbolt comes out. H2O might have been spotted out again. The Acorn shot doesn't connect to him though. Do they want to try and carry on going on to this? I mean, the Remnant's down, so the Ember Spirit can get into a good position if he needs to get himself away from the Chronosphere that does come out here from Rory. Time Dilation is going to be used as well. What are they going to be able to do onto this Ember Spirit? The Ember Spirit's going to be blown up. He doesn't have the gold to buy back either. It's going to be 800 away. They're going to be able to get themselves on top of the Ogre. The Ogre, H2O underneath the tier 2 tower will go down. Fortification tries to come out. It's a cute play to get the multi-shot from the tower. But everybody on the side of Hydra just back themselves away. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, though, they're going to be able to get a lot of damage onto this tier 2. He backs himself out. He's forced to TP away from the Zeus as well. But it looks like Hydra, they aren't going to back themselves away from this tier 2, or at least from this top part of the map. They're not scared because, I mean, is he... No, okay, he doesn't have a Nimbus. He doesn't have the Thunder God's Wrath on Zeus. But still, they're not super bothered about leaving this jungle quickly.
They should get out of it now when the Ember is close to coming back to life and with the Weaver missing. When they saw the Weaver on the bottom lane, they wanted to stay on the top lane for as long as possible to push in that lane. And now you see Kicked is there. He's like, even if they kill me here, it does not matter because I'm creating space. But now he doesn't want to die there any longer because it would just be a waste with everyone missing from the map.
Oh, there's going to be the smoke, but he gets the stun with the 2 heroes. Can they go even further? The Thunder God's Wrath's going to be used. The Blood Strike, though, into the Borrow Strike. They're going to be able to catch out into Centaur Warren. Centaur's going to go down. And can they go even further? The BKB is going to be used here from Weaver. He wants to go for the chase, but it looks like Askel's going to be able to get himself away with the Heavenly Jump. Okay, so quick pick onto the Centaur, but nothing past that. Ember Spirit back into this. TPs himself down here. He was able to make the jump. He's not too far away from his Aghanim Scepter as well. And it looks like Shigetsu just wants to go right back towards this tier 2 tower.
Cool sequence of wins for Hydra. The only thing I would have liked more is if they pushed out the bottom lane a bit further. And you know, Warlock, I would be okay with Kick staying on the top lane and just baiting the potential kill to go his way. I guess he was afraid because pretty much one core can take him down and you don't want just no committal to go for you. But I think he could have done it. But other than that, Hydra have accomplished a lot. They have delayed the Aegis quite a lot. They have not bled too many kills around the map. They forced out the smoke from cybercats and didn't give up their triangle just yet. So Hydra are still in this game despite cybercats having the lead. It's not looking like they completely overtook it, and we already talked about it. Chrono onto the Weaver or onto the Ember kills them at later stages of the game, and cybercats, they really need a massive lead to prevent that from happening. Yeah,
and you can see as well the Zeus, he's about 800 odd gold away from having the Nimbus to come out as well, so he's going to be able to drop the Thunder Gods as well as the Nimbus anytime that Chronosphere does come out. The follow-up that comes through once the Chronosphere is down, you're going to be able to get the Stomp from the Centaur, who's just maybe bugging out. He's dead in the fact he might have just respawned, and that's the respawn animation.
What? What? I'm done. That is the that is the deal with the centaur. I have no. He's like dropped his weapon. He's like, I don't wanna play this anymore because he's 1-6. He's pretty much been the punching bag.
That's it. He's taking a break. You know, we got to pause. He's having a quick nap. It's a power nap. And yeah, and I was talking about the follow-up as well. They're going to be able to follow up on the chronosphere. You know, if they get the position and the timing right, drop a golem as the chronosphere starts to go down. So that's extra stun on top of extra stun on top of extra stun. So yeah, like you say, they're absolutely still in this. I mean, it's only a 6k net worth lead here for the side of cybercats. One good fight on the side of Hydra, and it swings the other way.
I think this is the even game we were looking for. There is a potential of this game going pretty late. The timing for cybercats is pretty much now in the next 5 to 10 minutes to overtake it. Between minute 35 and 45, it's going to be Hydra all the way. And then in the ultra late game, cybercats are probably going to be getting items to deal with the big ultis. I'm hoping we get to that point, but right now it's still timing for Hydra to kind of survive the aggression from cybercats.
We're going to be able to make the dive onto kicked as well, though. On backlines was a power strike that he instantly blow up onto the warlock. It looks like he's going to be able to get the time lapse away here as well. Shigetsu, so they've got a golem to farm, and it looks like it's going to be golem get ye gone. Shigetsu does pick that one up there as well. And now, with the Warlock being down 30 seconds, what can he get from this? It looks like Koval as well as ICQ. They're looking for something, but with focus on the high ground, you might be able to get a really good blink into a burst strike here. With the look at these heroes being lined up, but the telekinesis comes out, the stomp comes through now as well. The fire blast, he's not going to be able to get off the chronosphere. He goes down 64 seconds. Assassinate onto the Centaur. Warren at Epicenter is going to be channeled as well. ICQ, he's going to go down, and it looks like this is going to be a tier 2 tower going the way of cybercats. And like I say, yeah, the BKB not used from the Faceless Void as he jumps into that, and he just gets stunned up, locked down, and killed off.
I get the idea there was to kill the Weaver, then chrono him after before he even comes back up. He can pop the BKB, you kill him twice. Bam, we're doing so well, but the Void, he doesn't get the BKB off. It's 8 seconds. You would have killed the Weaver in a second, so you would have been able to have that BKB until you have the chrono. So a big mistake coming out from the side of Rory. He really got greedy there, and because of it, not only he is punished, but his team as well. We talked about it, between minute 25 and 35 is where cybercats need to be taking over, and considering how they got everything away from Hydra right now, the next row should be easy for them to grab it.
Yeah, I mean, Roche is still at least 3 minutes away, but you can see that cybercats, they aren't getting shy about taking this map control. In fact, Kicked needs to be really careful in this bottom lane. It's going to be, in fact, there's going to be the rotation down. He does have the TP scroll away if he gets into danger, but there is going to be cybercats again. They are coming down here. It's only Shigetsu that's not with them. If he shows, it's going to TP him away here on the Warlock. So yeah, not going to be able to find him out.
Yeah, with Igor having the Axe on the Ember, it's just way too easy for you to die. But Warlock, he still did get that lane quite far out. The problem with the Hydra's lineup now is that they have lost too many towers. So that mid lane tower is a potential fight. The bottom tier 2 was a potential fight. The top tier 1 is a potential fight. And now the only one that you have left is the top tier 2, which is going to be taken down once there is an Aegis on the side of cybercats, which they will most likely get. For Hydra to run into the Roche pit and get a good fight is going to be really hard, because cybercats are going to be expecting that. So I think Hydra now, they have one play. Let's play around the top part of the map. If you can overtake the enemy big jungle, it's the angle from which you could get a good fight. But you can see that cybercats are ready for that with the ward there up on the cliff next to the outpost. So they're controlling everything at this point, and I don't see them giving a clean fight to Hydra.
Yeah, and yeah, Hydra, they are grouping up, you know, like I say, they've got this Warlock that's giving heals off, so it's extra survivability for the cause as they farm up. You know, it means that if they get caught out of position, they have a little bit of a lifeline, but again, Hydra, it kind of goes back to game 2 and how in control Hydra were, forcing cybercats back, you know, into defensive positions and defensive plays. That it's now been flipped, and cybercats, they're the ones that, like you say, they're getting aggressive. They're not shy about getting themselves around the map. Shigetsu, he's looking for farm. What's he looking for next? It's going to be the Hurricane Pike to come out to complete onto the Dragonlance. So maybe if he's got the quick fingers, you know, those zoomer reactions to get himself 4-staff out before the Chronosphere comes up. And okay, so Hydra want to go for a rotate behind. They're drawing the battle lines towards this top lane. They've got themselves the Aghanim Scepter on the Zeus. Centaur Warren is going towards that BKB, but he's not quite there. Faceless Void going to be going towards Sanj and Yasha. Just needs the Sanj to come out, but he does have 8 seconds on the BKB, so it's still a decent amount of time there. Is this kind of it for Hydra? Do they just need to be playing close to each other to make sure if they get caught out, there's always going to be a response from the rest of the team?
Yeah, unfortunately for them, that is what they play themselves into with that mid lane play. With the top tier 1 dropping, you can't really do much. The triangle is the only area that you're controlling right now, especially with cybercats constantly playing on their high ground. They're just protecting the Roche.
Well, they're going to try and make something happen. They're going to be able to get the Nimbus onto H2O. H2O is an absolute lightning rod here. The Chronosphere, though, they're going to be able to catch out onto the Sand King as well as the Ember Spirit. Can they get the kills? It looks like it's just going to be the Rubik going down now as well. ICQ trying to turn this one around. H2O still going to be coming through on this. The Thunder God's Wrath will be used to get the kill. The chase is on. They're going to be able to catch out onto the Zeus once again. The Burst Strike just to clean up onto the creeps. 3 heroes go down on the side of Hydra. They take down the Ogre in response, but perfect time because look at how quickly this Roshi is going to be coming back up as well. And they can just move themselves straight into the pit if they want to here.
The problem there was that Weaver was out of the Chrono, and he actually had the attack range to attack the Faceless Void. So the Faceless Void wasn't doing any damage to the Sand King. If the Sand King had died there, maybe you can protect someone. But I still think if the Weaver is not inside of the Chrono, it's a problem. This is just what happens when you're playing in a spot that it's out of your control. So I think now what Hydra need to specify is we cannot jump the Ogre with a stun. The Ember or the Sand King need to be jumped with the Centaur Warrunner stomp, and the Chrono needs to go exclusively on the Weaver. If Shigetsu is allowed to do whatever he wants in these fights, it's always gonna end up badly for Hydra.
Yeah, and I mean, what you talked about the catch in the draft here, but how do they actually catch out Shigetsu with the front line of the Sand King, you know, the Ogre Magi being around there? They're kind of, I don't want to say full protect 1 because it kind of isn't, you know, they're playing it as a team, but the way they're positioning, you know, they are playing like a box around Shigetsu. So how do you break that to get on without putting the Faceless Void at risk?
You put ICQ at risk. It's that easy. You see the Sand King, you jump in and stun him, and use all of the Zeus spells, and you try to kill him. Or you even jump in with the Faceless Void, use the BKB, and finish him off. And then if cybercats want to fight, then you're gonna catch Shigetsu once he's running in with the Chronosphere. That's the play for Hydra. I think there's no other way. And with cybercats though getting the top tier 2, this is a problem. Hydra, the only place they can fight is their base. If they're fighting outside of their base, it's with the smoke, and it's gonna be obvious. So cybercats, they put themselves in a really good spot.
Look at this as well. The dive comes in. He's going to be able to get the Searing Chains out onto 2. They're going to be able to clean up both supports. It looks like the Warlock maybe survives through this. But the Time Walk, he has to get himself in and out. He's doing the hokey cokey, but it's not going to be enough. Epicenter going to be cast here, and ICQ is going to fall once again. The Centaur. I wouldn't have thought a Centaur fell easy with those 4 legs, but it doesn't look so sturdy here. As TK Focus able to get the Yule Scepter straight into the blink and out of danger.
Usually the way that you in the end beat these big team fight lineups is that you win the fights when they're using their ultis, and that's pretty much what happened before the Roche, and it's something that's even easier for cybercats to execute right now. So Hydra, in my mind, one more time when they lose a fight with their spells being used, if they're not using their spells, sure, something like this happens, you only use the Warlock Golem, you're gonna be fine. But once the Chrono is down, the Stampede is down, and the Zeus ulti is down on top of that Golem, and you don't get big kills, the game is just over. And that's what cybercats are trying to force out now. Let's have a fight for those spells to be used that we do not lose. If that is just the requirement for you to win the game, and it's not that big of a requirement given all of the items that they have.
Yeah, and you see 23k now, Worthley, 26 to 16, go in the way of cybercats here. Faceless Void, he's caught behind enemy lines. He does have the TP, so he's going to be able to get himself back to his base. Chronosphere is up as well. Kick doesn't have the golem to draw though. They're going to be able to get onto Shigetsu. Shigetsu, Time Dilation comes out. He's still going to be able to get himself right back up there with the Satanic. And yeah, Ember Spirit going to be able to dive onto the Zeus to be able to get a good burst strike through onto Asgold as well. Chronosphere comes out, but he's still going to be able to do the damage on Rari. The BKB, it's not going to save him from the physical damage. Sharpshooter comes through, going to be able to take down the Zeus. And now they go even further. ICQ not going to be able to get himself out of this at all. The Time Walk coming through from the Faceless Void, but it's not going to do anything as the buyback here. Epicenter going to be channeled. What damage can they do? From the Sand King, in fact, it's just going to use it as a guard.
And that was a really good chrono for cybercats, you know. It caught both the Zeus and the Faceless Void for the Weaver to smack around. So very nicely done. The problem, of course, is that their lineup doesn't have a Void. Their lineup doesn't have a Rubik, but still that chrono did more harm to Hydra than it did to cybercats for sure.
Yeah, now the buyback comes out from the center. I thought to do it immediately as that fight goes on. The Burst Strike was stolen by the Rubik. Gonna be able to set up really nice into this. Takes down the Sand King though. Again, no chronosphere like you say, so it looks like Shigetsu, he's just able to run wild kicked, trying to do what he can with the uphill evil though. As the dives come through from Rory on that Faceless Void, the Fatal Bonds have been dropped, but again, the Weaver still has that the Aegis for the next, minute and 20 seconds. As this tier 3 tower will go down. This is going to open up Megas if he wanted the Fire Blast. ICQ tries to get himself in there, but the animation is just a little bit longer than the Fire Blast, so they're going to be able to clean up onto the center. 3 heroes, 4 heroes. Is it going to be 5? It is going to be 5. Maybe even 6 with the buyback on the Warlock, just as a celebration kill here. But it looks like it's going to be GG. Well played. Shigetsu gets low. It just gets popped, but the game goes the way of cybercats. It's the ancient pops on the side of Hydra.
Rob, you know, people who don't put faith in the cybercats Weaver, they're crazy. I don't understand how anyone could ever go against the Shigetsu Weaver. I just don't understand it. Either way, on a more serious note, you know, cybercats, they just played this game better. Hydra, they had more than one opening in this game to make it really good for them. You didn't need many good team fights. You just needed to not have a terrible team fight next to your tower. That is the thing. Even if you would use your ultis aggressively on the enemy part of the map and lose a fight, it wouldn't be that bad. The time where they lost the game is when they used their ultis on their side of the map and they got nothing. And that is what happened around the mid lane. I think Rory just got a little bit ahead of himself, not using the BKB, dying, and then they lost all of the towers. That was too much. That was just too much at a timing where cybercats are supposed to be stronger. So Hydra, they managed to delay this game quite a lot. They managed to get into good positions a few times, but a big mistake like that is almost always gonna cost you, especially at that bad of a timing. So in the end, you know, cybercats will get the victory, but I really like how Hydra are preparing for their series. I really think that Ascold, there is a big future for this guy, even if later on down the line, you know, maybe he has a 10-year play in the Dota scene, and then he even transfers to the support position. I think he has a really good understanding of the game. Just the plays are, at least for now, a bit lacking on their side.
Yeah, we are going to be taking a quick break, guys, as we set up, but we are going to have an interview with Phasor, so stick around. It'll be about 2 or 3 minutes before we get into that after the break. So we'll see an interview Phasor to see how happy he is with this win up against Hydra. See you in a few. Okay, guys, we're going to be joined by Phasor. Phasor, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. We win a good game.
And looking at that game, I mean, it was a little tricky in the second game, but when the Weaver came out for Shigetsu, were you just like, no problems? Were you all cool? You know, because that seems to be one of his comfort heroes.
Yeah, we just try play with Wisp, pick bad heroes for lane, I think. No, we fuck up on the lane. And on game 3, we pick Weaver for Shigetsu, because Shigetsu is the best carry. And he can win any game on solo with Weaver.
Okay, and that's going to be a feel good as well. You know, it puts you into a comfortable position to get into Division 1. How's the team? You know, how are you doing? How's the atmosphere? Are you all happy? Are you all ready to party?
Yeah, we're so happy. We have good atmosphere on team. It's fine.
And
go
on.
Oh, yeah. You're letting me. Go on. Sorry, Phasor. Sorry that we interrupted you.
Yeah, it's tradition. We win all the game 2-1, like this. We all time lose second game. It's fine.
Yeah, it just means more practice, right? You know, you just...
Yeah, we test new heroes on this map.
Secret strats. Harry, any questions?
You know, Phasor, we see you always playing this in your face drafts. Do you have some kind of a beef with other players, or is this just some way you like to play Dota?
Yeah, we like to play Dota.
You like to play that kind of Dota. Do you, maybe this is a bit too much for you to reveal, but are you maybe practicing something a bit different where, let's say you're going for a harder carry or something along those lines, or are you just going with this in-your-face lineups?
I don't know. We're just testing a new hero from time to time on Clan War. We just want to play with patch maybe. It's secret strategies. We win on with patch on Dead.cl one game, and like this. I don't know.
Okay, so in game number 2, you think it was the draft fault? What would you put more emphasis on? Was it the draft or your playstyle?
It's draft and playstyle. We fuck up on bottom lane. Brew and Rubik. I think we can stay this lane is better. And we don't want to fight with these heroes, but we start to fight. I don't know why. We need to farm BKB, but we start to force fight and fight so bad. I don't know. And this game is so free for Winter Wyvern. So I think it's hard to play with this hero.
And one more thing, you are gonna be facing probably Hellraisers for a potential to go into Division 1. Do you think that you have what it takes to beat them, considering they're looking good? And how would you prepare for them? Do you scrim them? How do you prepare for a bit better teams in the Division 2?
I think we have no problem with any team. We can win any team, because we practice with a super good team from Division 1 in Europe, and we can beat the all. It's if we pick good heroes, if we have good emotional on team, good vibe, we can win any game. It's not problem. I think Hellraisers is not the best team. We can win this easy.
Okay, and have you got any final words you want to say to the people watching? Because this is your chance to make some fans, to make some people get excited about cybercats. So any final words before we sign off?
Final words. It's thanks organization cybercats. Thanks Charcy. Thanks my teammates. That's all. Okay. Hello, ICQ Dota. You're the best of laners.
Is there a little bit of beef there? Because I saw, in the lobby there was a couple of GG ICQs. Is it, or is it just some friendly talk between players?
It's not friendly.
Oh, okay.
He just BM my teammates on public.
Oh, okay.
That's why we want to win this game.
Okay, well, congratulations for taking it, and hopefully, again, we'll be able to get you back for another interview soon if you carry on winning these series. So, but for now, thank you for joining us for the interview, and we'll see you hopefully next time.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.